Welcome to Big Game Hunter,
where we hunt the big games
to make us all look tame.
Let's go. Hello and welcome back to Big Game Hunter. As always, hunter number one, Mr. Locks. Hunter number two,
I'm back.
He's back. He made his way back. I don't really know how he came back, but he came back.
Yeah, we'll let him in the door.
It's a great week, though. Obviously, Thanksgiving week, a lot of NFL going on.
Well, if anything, you should be fucking shit canned.
Why?
Deer on fire.
Fire.
Deer had a hotter week than you've ever had on the show.
Yeah, I know. Deer. By the way, Deer lit it up last week. I believe. Do we know the final record? I know 4-1 in college football.
5-1. 5-1.
5-1 in college football.
Because I had Oklahoma money line.
Oklahoma
spread.
Are you believing this?
Plus
that might be the
500.
biggest ticket ever hit on the show.
Yeah.
That might be the biggest ticket. You think so?
What was the money line odds?
It was like plus 500.
Plus 452, I think, to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
no,
okay,
by far.
I hate to even try to take what the Deer did, which was great. Vanderbilt plus I believe it was 465 money line to start the season, week 1.
Is that true?
Yes.
Do we have a record of that?
And by the way, gave it out on SoBet, half unit play.
Did you give it out on the show?
Yes. I said Vanderbilt cover and put Vanderbilt money line on my fucking rerun it right here.
I don't know if that's true, but what I do know is true is that we have 5 college football and 5 NFL. We're going to dive right in, man. Texas is the first game of the week. They are minus 5.5 this week at Texas A&M. By the way, rivalry week, I believe, and last weekend of the regular season.
Rivalry week?
I'm from Ohio. How do you say it, Bryce?
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
How did I say it?
Rivalry.
Rivalry, yeah.
Rivalry.
I'm not even
rivalry.
disagreeing.
You guys got me fucked up, bro. I'm done with this, okay? All right, Texas minus 5.5. At Texas A&M, spread is 5.5. Guts.
When they made the move, they were definitely thinking about this game. I'll tell you that right now. When they're switching up the divisions and they moved to the SEC, they go, you know what? We're going to be able to play Texas A&M now.
Yep.
When we look at Texas, who the hell have they really beat? Okay, they beat Vandy by 3, sure. They blew out Oklahoma. Maybe that win looks a little bit better now. Michigan, I give them 0 credit for the Michigan win because Michigan's fucking dog shit.
Oh, Michigan sucks.
So other than that, who has Texas beat? Quite literally nobody. They have beat no top 25 opponents. They have literally done nothing impressive this year. Texas A&M, quarterback switch to Reed. Obviously, he's better than Connor Wagon. Connor Wagon's fucking was dog shit. We've been saying that since day one.
Day one.
And I'm not saying Reed is like the next coming of Jesus, but he's going to run all over these Texas boys. Texas A&M is coming in this game pissed off. I think they cover it. They might even win this game, but get Texas A&M on the card.
I also want Texas A&M. I want the plus 5.5. I also want the money line. I think Texas deserves a scare here. It's kind of where I'm going. You know, on the road, last 2 true road games for Texas. I believe they beat Vandy by 3. They beat Arkansas by 10. This Texas A&M team is probably a lot better than both those teams. And now you got to go to Kyle Field and try to win a game right before the college football playoffs is going to start. Texas hasn't had a scare in a long time. I think they get it here. Give me Texas A&M plus 5.5. I love it. I also want the money line. On to game number 2. It's South Carolina. Arcox. That was unwarranted, right? What do you think?
Unnecessary. We'll cut that.
You'll cut that one. South Carolina, minus 2.5. They're at Clemson. Got to go down, play Dabo. It's Mr. Sellers and the boys rolling in. Gus, they're minus. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's wrong. They are plus 2.5. That's on me for sending this to Bryce. They are plus 2.5 at Clemson this weekend, Guts.
Look, I love the Cox. They're a fun team to watch. They're a fun team to say their name about. You can kind of just say something about the Cox, and it's okay.
It's fun,
They're
right?
Cox,
It's always fun time to talk about.
It's a good time.
Well,
Clemson's going to fucking blow them out here, right? I mean, the Cox offense still absolute dog shit. Line being 2.5 is hilarious. I know the Cox defense is pretty good, but Clemson's going to turn this into a track meet. South Carolina is not built to compete in a track meet. Give me Clemson minus 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, for this game, Clemson, their last, I believe, home game was when they got smoked by Louisville. Dabo's not going to go 0-2 last 2 games at home. Okay, so I want Clemson. Cade Klubnik is the better quarterback in this game, and Clemson has the 10 times better defense in this game. So I will take Clemson. Give me the minus 2.5. They win by 3 at least. They call it the game. And this year, it's in the shoe. It's Michigan. The Wolverines at Ohio State. Ohio State minus 21.5. What are you bitching about?
Michigan.
For the purpose of the show, I have to say the team.
I don't. if I was an Ohio State fan, I'd rather fucking kill myself than say Michigan on rivalry week.
Like, again, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian man.
M's or
Michigan at Ohio State this weekend, 21.5. Should be 30.5. Mr. Piscash.
I'll keep it quick. This is going to be an absolute fucking blowout, and I can't wait to watch it happen. Michigan fans are all happy because they flipped Bryce Underwood. Like, anyone gives a fuck.
By the way, Dave Portnoy, fuck you, bro. Fuck you. All of a sudden, you get no quarterback. You decide you want to jump in and start throwing Michigan 5 stars because you got $1 billion. That's not how it works, buddy. It's not how it works. Sadly, it is how it works, but fuck.
I really don't have anything to say about this game besides the fact that it's going to be Ohio State, and it's going to be Ohio State big. They probably win this game by 50 points, and I'm not fucking kidding. This is a blowout. Ohio State minus 21.5, but Ohio State, I want Ohio State minus 33.5 all line. Put it on my card.
Dude, I saw this spread, dead ass, and I almost, I choked when I saw it. I couldn't believe 21.5 was the spread. It feels just astronomically giant. But then I thought about it, and I was like, wow, Michigan's really, really bad at football. And Ohio State's really, really good at football. They're going to win the national championship. So then I was like, well, Ohio State minus 21.5 is also going to be my play in the game. The Buckeyes won by 50 because Michigan's dick. Auburn at Alabama, the Iron Bowl. Is that what they call it, Guts?
The Iron Bowl.
The Iron Bowl, the Tigers at Bama. These games are electric every single year. Last year's was literally a classic for the ages. Alabama's an 11.5 point favorite. Back at home, lost at Oklahoma last week. Shout out to Derry, called it. Guts, what's your play?
You know, last year in that exact situation, I think it took Alabama as well. And I'm going to take Alabama again this year in the Iron Bowl because,
wow.
I mean, look, they didn't look great last week. They haven't looked absolutely dynamic this season. The line is 11.5 for a reason. It is because how much better Alabama still is than Auburn this year. I think last week, I don't want to say it was a look-ahead spot. They might have got caught just a little bit. Right? Because at the end of the day, they have this game circled on the calendar.
Yeah, for sure.
This is literally what Ohio State has circled on the calendar. Listen, all teams have these games circled on the calendar. Sure, Auburn does too. Guess what? Auburn just not on the same level. I love Alabama to dominate this game.
The only thing that I took from that Auburn-Texas A&M game last week was that Auburn has to be at home in order to play high-level football because Peyton Thorne stinks, bro. And he almost blew that game multiple times. So in this spot, Jalen Miller, you got to think it's a get-back, right? It's kind of the same. I don't know. There's just a lot of different spots where Jalen Miller was like ass, but then he comes back home and he plays like he's Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson mix, like a combo between them both. So I'll take Alabama. And we roll on to the final college football game here. It's Notre Dame. Now, I love this game. Notre Dame minus 7.5 at USC. Guts, I'll go to you.
USC, dog shit. Lincoln Riley, dog shit. Will be fired. Should have already been fired. Might as well just get it out of the way now because he ain't going to be here next year. Miller Moss right there. Gone.
Yeah, Miller Moss gone. Miller Moss is horrible, bro. Get Miller Moss out of
here. USC is going to get blown out here. Love Notre Dame to fucking dominate this one. Because, again, going to get out-coached. Marcus Freeman is going to out-coach Lincoln Riley.
I'm not going to lie. Quite frankly, I don't think Marcus Freeman can out-coach anybody. And I also don't think that Lincoln Riley can out-coach anybody. But I do have a stat that I wanted to share on the show.
Whoa.
Notre Dame, in their last 5 games, this is who Notre Dame has played. They've played Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, and Army. What do those teams have in common? They all are ass, bro. Bro, they're so ass. All of them. They're literally horrible. Every single team I just named. And Notre Dame deserves a scare, just like Texas does. They deserve a scare here in this spot. It's not easy. Ask Penn State how easy it was to go into USC and win this game. Now, they had Miller Moss in that game. This quarterback, I think, is better than Miller Moss. So give me USC plus a 7.5. Phone drop, because that's how serious I am. USC plus 7.5. I also want the money line. Don't know what it is. Put it on the card. Now on to a segment that we do on the show. We do it every single week. We do one for the NFL. We do one for college football. It's called the Sitting Duck. The Sitting Duck of the week is a team that you want to fade the most. A team that if you fade this team, you're printing money. Guts, what is that team in college football this week?
Michigan. Alabama by 30.
Okay. Sitting Duck this week for me. Notre Dame. USC wins outright. I just talked about it. Let's go. Now on to the NFL segment of the show. We got 5 games. 5 monster ones. We just did college, and now we're on to the NFL here. Eagles at Ravens. Probably the game of the week. Could argue it's probably 2 of the best teams in the NFL right now. Ravens minus 3 this weekend. Gus, they're at home.
This will be the best game on Sunday. I am extremely excited for. The Eagles have been fired up over the last month, and the Ravens have finally just proven that they can win a big game. I think I have to rock with the Ravens once again in this spot at the bank against the Eagles, who again have been good. I still just don't buy the Eagles team, though. I know Saquon, A.J. Brown, I get it. I just don't know about Jalen Hurts sometimes, and I just don't know if he can win this game. Ravens -3.
Yeah, I'm also on the Ravens here, -3. At home, they're a different animal, and I think that they're really going to struggle to run the ball against this Ravens. I believe it's the best defense against the run in the entire NFL. So I know they got Saquon. I know they probably have the best offensive line in the NFL. But it's going to be a great matchup. Whoever wins the trenches should win this game, and I think that whoever's going to win in the trenches is going to be the Ravens here. So Ravens -3, and I still think Lamar is better than Jalen Hurts. If they make Jalen Hurts throw the football, he probably doesn't do it as well as he's been doing it. Give me the Ravens, -3 in the spot. Game of the week. Look, bro. I know I just said game of the week for the last game. This is the game of the week. Right here. Steelers. Boots on ground. At the Bengals. In Cincinnati. Bengals are -3, which is kind of crazy. Gus, how you feel about this?
Bengals are going to dominate this game. I am so tired of the Steelers doing what they have been doing. It is disgusting. They are not going to keep this team under 20. They're not going to do it. It's not. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I heard a little stat. You were talking about stats.
I love stats.
This actually, you know what's funny? This stat just hit me in the head. Just boom, raced right back to me. Russell Wilson has dead ass. It's like a sub-10 passer rating inside the red zone right now. Like,
damn.
He doesn't do anything good in the red zone. It's absolutely insane. But Bengals' offense is just so fucking good, man. I know the defense is bad, but it doesn't really matter because the Steelers' offense is bad too. Bengals -3.
Dude, whatever. I mean, I'll be at this game, boots on ground. I would love to sit here and like confidently pick the Bengals. I don't think that I can do that. I love the over in the game. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I would bet whatever that is, put that on my card, and then I got to take Bengals -3. I think the spread's crazy. We should be dogs in this game. 110%, no question. We move to Niners at Bills. Bills -7. Josh Allen could argue he's the MVP, and Brock Purdy is sitting courtside. So, Guts, what do you got here? Bills at home.
I have a lot of interactions with Bills fans, and these brain-dead morons actually think that they are just going to waltz their way basically to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. They already are telling me over and over and over, the AFC East is won. It's clinched. It's ours because that's what they have to win the next 2 weeks and then clinch it, but we have to lose. So it's like it's not that easy. These guys are absolute morons. And they think, oh, they already chalked this up as a win, literally. This is already a win. We know, no Brock Purdy, the team's dead, CMC's been injured, team's not right. 49ers to cover this game and maybe even win it outright. You want to talk about a team who needs to scare? It's the fucking Bills.
I kind of agree with that.
They need to scare.
Yeah.
And everyone's sleeping on the 49ers because they have Brandon Allen. Guess what? Say what you want about that game last week. We watched every second of it per use. They didn't look that useless. Like, they didn't look that helpless. Like, maybe with an extra week with first-team reps, Allen could be ready to go in this spot. Niners to cover.
The Bills won this game by probably 30, I'd say. I think they probably won by 30. Josh Allen's the MVP. And when the Bills play at home, they cover. I think it's that simple. Brock Purdy, obviously, being out is massive to this entire organization, just like Tua. You can start to argue that Tua is a top 5 most important quarterback to his team. You can start to argue that. I could also argue that for Brock Purdy. So the Niners, the Packers are good. The Bills are better. So give me the Bills, -7. They rout this Niners team. Absolutely rout them. Done. Seahawks, -2 here. This one's in New York against the Jets. I mean, Guts, you got to think the Jets are fucking cooked, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is like probably taking ayahuasca by now. So that's what I'd say, right? So what's your opinion here? Seahawks -2. They keep winning, by the way. The Seahawks just keep winning. I'm just throwing that out there. They just keep winning and winning and winning every week. So what do you think?
Seahawks -2 again. The Jets, at some point, you got to think maybe this is the spot where they win. They figure it out. They turn it around. They went up and got Devontae Adams. But this, that, the other thing, Woody Johnson, is it an inside job?
Dude, it literally has to be an
And if everyone out there is wondering, what do you talk about inside job? Johnson & Johnson, what did they create? A vaccine. Who was anti-vaccine? Aaron Rodgers. Who is family? Who owns Johnson & Johnson? Woody Johnson. Who's Woody Johnson? The owner of the Jets. This is an inside job.
Bro, that's crazy.
Seahawks, -2.
Like I said, I think that Aaron Rodgers probably goes out there on acid, so I'm going to take the Seahawks -2 here. I think because let
me get it right. You think that they're going to lose because he's on acid. I think they're going to lose because it's an inside job.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just making sure we got this
And
right.
again, both things can be true, right, dear?
Yes, both can be true.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, check that out. All right, Seahawks -2. Seahawks -2 there. Last NFL game of our slate here is Chargers -2.5. This one's in Atlanta against the Falcons and Kirk Chains, but Justin Herbert's looked like a baller, guys. He's kind of looked good.
Yeah, short week, obviously, for the Chargers, coming off a tough loss. Definitely a win that the whole team wanted for, honestly, just coach reasons.
Like,
you want to back a coach
absolutely.
up. They really
100%.
wanted to win that game. They didn't. They came out kind of flat. They just didn't look like how they looked like the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They kind of looked like how the Chargers looked the weeks 1 through 7.
I mean,
right?
they folded in the second half.
Yeah. But Kirk Chains and the Falcons have really just kind of silented, right? They had like a hot month to start
bro.
the year. And
Dude,
you just don't really hear about them anymore.
No, you
really
don't,
just
bro.
don't even hear
No.
about them. Even on Red
No.
Zone, Sky Hansen wouldn't dare even talk about these boys. It doesn't matter if they're in the Red Zone. I like the Chargers -2.5 here. I think they're going to get a little bit of a lick back on a short week, try and get short-term memory here. The offense has looked a lot better than what it has. Now, J.K. Dobbins, is he going to be out?
Probably. I think that he
Is
probably
it
is
so?
gonna be
Blake
out.
Corum up. Blake Corum, get there. Do something, Blake Corum. Show that you're actually not just worthless and just a lucky motherfucker that was on the perfect team in the perfect situation in college. Give me the Chargers -2.5.
This is a tough game for me because the Falcons just came off a bye. And so it's like now it's a Chargers
a bye
short week coming back. Yeah, it's like a really weird spot. I usually would never do this. Fuck it. I'm not going to do it anyway, bro. Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. This is what I want. I want the Chargers -2.5. I was going to kind of like go away and be like, look, I never would bet the Falcons in this spot, but I think I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. Justin Herbert, did you see what he did against the Bengals? Justin Herbert in the first half against the Bengals, you could argue it was the greatest quarterback on the planet. Yeah, that's exactly what you could say. Now, look, I know our defense is ass. Okay, but the Falcons' defense ain't great either. So, give me the Chargers -2.5. I think Justin Herbert's really starting to get in that groove. Harbaugh's got this game going. Give me Chargers -2.5. A segment that we do on this show every week. It's the Sitting Duck! Now, this one's the NFL edition. NFL edition, Guts, your Sitting Duck this week, the biggest fade in the NFL.
I'm not trying to do this again to you,
What?
but it's the Steelers. I'm dead serious, though. I think the Bengals are going to win this game by 21 plus. Like,
Bro,
I think
what
this is
makes you
going to
think that?
be
Can
a
I ask
fucking
you what makes you think that?
blowout? Because everyone loves talking about the Steelers defense and how good it is and how it keeps keeping these teams under 20 points. I'm so dead serious. There's literally 2 offenses in the league. If I was like, okay, if they go up against the Steelers, though, they could legitimately drop 30, 40, maybe even 50, especially if the offense goes a little bit cold on Pitt like they have plenty of times before.
Yeah.
If we get some extra punts and some extra possessions. That's the Miami Dolphins. That's the Cincinnati Bengals. In my opinion, the 2 best offenses in the league. Bengals -28.
I mean, I love that. I love hearing that. It makes you feel really good about the Bengals this weekend. A team that I think has no chance. Bro, guys, I said this because Aaron Rodgers is lit. Guys, he is on every drug. He's on every drug. Dude, he literally takes drugs, Aaron Rodgers. That's what he does. So
He does.
So I don't Gino writes back. That's what he said. Gino.
No, he does.
Oh, no, he doesn't write back. No, Gino erases. That's what he does. He doesn't write back. I forgot. He doesn't write back. After the Seahawks game, Aaron Rodgers will get vaccinated. That's what I want to say. I want to say that. Yeah. No, that's my claim. They're going to lose this game. All right, and he wants to play another year of football next year.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he said. He doesn't want to be on the Jets, but he wants to play football again. You got to be vaccinated to play. That's just how it goes. And I think that's what he has to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Seahawks for everything. The Jets, more specifically Aaron Rodgers, sitting duck. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Aaron.
Thank you guys for watching Big Game Hunter. We'll see you next week. Peace.